Hello, hello. Welcome to Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. This is a Channel RVA production, and I'm your host, Will Melton. I'm going to do a special show with you today because I have just wrapped up with a project that is important to me and to the Richmond community and well beyond that, and talk a little bit about that. But I've built a free meeting facilitation app, and I'll tell you a little bit about what motivated me to do this as we go through today's session. And I will tell you how I concluded on how we intend to build this and how we're bringing it to the market. So I will get started here in just a second. But if you are new to this program, please hop over to studio.willmelton.com and find out what I'm up to. I keep a log of the apps that I'm building. And today, I'm actually going to update some of these apps because I have many more than 13 now, and I want to make sure that we're getting that in there. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add uh, the latest application that I have that we're going to talk about today, and that is the Liberating Facilitator app. So a couple of years ago, I took the Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities Best Practices in Facilitation course. That's in partnership with Leadership Metro Richmond if you're here in the region. And it was a really great class. It was a three-part series, and I learned a lot about facilitation, and it was a really good extension to my education through Leadership Metro Richmond. And it was profound. I thought it was really great. But one of the things that we learned when we were there is that there is this thing called facilitating structures, and they are these 33 different structures that help people accomplish successful outcomes. And I'm going to go ahead and create that app here and save it. But I'll just go over here to liberatingstructures.com so you can see this website. Great structures, not such a great website. It's not really mobile friendly, uh, but all this stuff is open to use. And so grateful for them for putting this together. A lot of this technology, if you want to call it that, is originating from studies that started around the late 90s. And these meeting structures, these liberating structures, have been used by many of organizations. Google uses them, the United Nations uses them. Just a couple of examples, and some of what you'll find when we get in here to show you around. So let's see, we'll do. What do I want to do here? Visit site. This is a free site. It has a roadmap. It's auth ready. It's production cleared. It does not take any payments, so that's not going to be something that we do. What do we want to say here? It's real users. We'll say it's in production. Event expansion roadmap. I'm not going to put that in today. The resources library. Not really even using that. And we'll link the session from today a little bit later. So we will go ahead and save this guy, and now we have another app in our bit. Now, what I want to do is I'll just take you over to the site so that you can see what it is that I'm talking about, and I'll get into a little bit more why I built this. But if we go back a couple of years ago, being told that the Liberating Structures site wasn't super easy to navigate, I created a little GPT called Liberating Facilitator that you could tell it what the structure of the meeting was, what the challenges were, and it would give you some recommendations about how to run that meeting. And so fast forward a couple of years, I am building an application that's going to help me in my business, specifically with regard to putting together proposals and thinking through solutions for applications that are built for any number of applications. It's going to be to solve problems. It's going to be to create interesting websites to help people with marketing problems. And so, in thinking through that tool, I built the Liberating Facilitator. I rebuilt it as an application, and I was solely focused on releasing that to the public as um, a tool that I would use and not necessarily making it something that others would use, but it'd be an input device for all of our facilitations and products. So that was kind of where I was at with it. And then I happened to run into somebody yesterday morning who said, and maybe it was a couple days ago now, but in any event, I think it was yesterday morning, who said, I got that GPT that you created because I'm taking the best practices in facilitation course. And I said, how cool. I'm so glad that that was useful for people. And I've got one better because I think I can make this happen as well. And so what I decided to do is to pull uh, the facilitation aspects out of my other application that has a lot more utility for my business and create something that I could share in like kind, like I did the GPT that I created a couple of years ago. And so that was what motivated this. And as I started building it out, I started to think about all the different things that this tool could help serve. And so I'm going to show you around a little bit, and then I'll keep talking about my motivation and how I made decisions about putting this together. So one of the things that you're going to see on this site, at least on a couple of the marketing pages, is we're trying to get some images of people in here because this is all about facilitating meetings. So from a marketing perspective, this site's going to be a little bit different from some of the others that I've built because it is people forward. Explains what the liberating structures are and helps you understand how to use them. And then it talks a little bit about who might be potential users of these things. If you've ever hosted a meeting, facilitated a meeting, this is for you. And even if you haven't necessarily facilitated a meeting or you don't think that you've facilitated a meeting, there's a good chance that you've held feedback sessions of some kind and can leverage these structures and the activities that we've built into this to be able to do that. Now, I'm going to pop over to my build really quickly just to see if there's anything that I'm working on that needs help. And I think that we've pretty much finished everything up. But what I want to do is I would like to write a script to help us do an end-to-end test. We want to do everything from create projects to create sessions, to create structures, to create activities, and I even want to run through the structures and activities, collecting information and allowing us to see what the output would be if we got to the very end of a full successful session. Okay, so this project does have my roadmap built into it, so we'll take a look at that and just see if there's anything over there that isn't done. As you guys have probably learned, everything sits in review for me until it becomes a problem. Um, so I'm probably moving some of these things to done as we go through today because this build was pretty quick. But I actually, the way that I was able to pull this one off is I took the project that I was already working on. Okay, so anyway, I remixed the project that I was working on inside of Lovable. So that's a thing that you can do just when you're looking at the projects list. You can click the little dots and say remix. I stripped out all of the added functionality that wouldn't be useful to a meeting facilitator and just started building it up again from there. So I'm going to just go back to the homepage here and take you through what this is. So again, this is who it's for. All 33 structures are built into this, and this is going to help you organize your meetings. There's a session builder. There's an AI-powered recommendation engine. You can filter based on what it is that's going on for your meeting. You can share and collaborate everything, and you can create favorites and history and very easily recreate or reuse your existing structures and sessions. So if you have your favorites, you don't have to work that hard to create them again. Um, as you think about the activities portion of it. So the structures are structured activities, but then you need the feedback mechanism. So instead of sticky notes or pieces of paper, we've built a host of different activities into this platform that will help you to do those interactive elements that sit on top of or within or around the session structures. So basically, what's going to happen is you can use AI to, you know, indicate what your constraints are and what you're trying to do, and it's going to make some recommendations for you. Or you can essentially spin it up and just start putting things in there. Why did we build this? So I'll talk about a couple of things. So one thing that I'm very interested in as I think about building is how do we make the user experience better for the users? And that's not just the people who are going to visit this and be a customer, but the people who are managing it also need to have a good experience. We need to find ways to reduce the amount of time it takes to manage things and to reduce the overall friction to get to the happy place. And so a big motivation is trying to figure out how to bring to the surface from a marketing perspective what you're going to find inside so that people can understand that it's valuable enough to use. So that's one of the things that we're doing here with this surfacing these features so that you can know, and you can actually play with these things too, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, so we'll keep going down here and talk about where we were a second ago. So why do we build this? Well, Exponent 21 builds stuff. You know, we build solutions for clients, whether it's communication solutions, applications, or a combination of the two. And what we want to be able to do is to be a resource for facilitators, both in the meeting process, but also when you get on the other side of that meeting, when you're done with your sessions, you have clarity about where you want to go. And whoever that customer is has clarity about where they want to go. And by making this product free for facilitators, it's putting me in front of potential customers, the people who then are going to take those clarity ideas and go and ask somebody for help. And so this is a matter of marketing for me. It's a way for Exponent 21 to get exposure in the marketplace and to begin to be a presence in important meetings where decisions are being made. This changes the game entirely. As a marketer, I've waited my entire life to be able to do something like this. And now that I can, it's changing completely the way that I think about going to market, the way I think about creating value for the marketplace, and how I can think about ensuring that the energy and the time and the effort that's put into these things are going to bear fruit for both me and my business, as well as the people out there in the community who are going to be using this. So, a couple of things that I'll also share with you here is yeah, so there's some stuff down here. You can read through these frequently asked questions to learn a little bit about the motivation. You can come over here to the menu and learn a little bit more about us and why we think about this and why we're motivated to help people in this area. So a lot of what I just shared with you is all things that you can find here. But you can also see this is one of the things that I really love is that because I've been building, it's clear to me which of these structures would make sense to gather the insights and the information that would be needed to build the things that I'm building. And so, for instance, if we were to go over here, I've put sound rewrite in here as an example. And within that, we can see a little bit more about how this works. So we can see all the different recommended sessions or structures and activities. And we can actually use this in a template so that we don't have to recreate the wheel. If this makes sense for what we're trying to make, let's go ahead and just reuse this. And so a big part of what we're doing is making it super fast for you, the facilitator, to start. And so we'll talk more about all the things that we're doing there. I probably want to do something to make this photo less grainy. I'll do like this photo, and generally happy with what we've got over here. Not sure what's going on in that background photo, but that's okay. Okay, so let me keep going here. So I'll just talk you through the features, and then we'll actually take you into the application. So we have all of the different structures here and the ability to filter the structures based on what it is that you're looking for. You can save them as a favorite if it's something that you want to favorite. You can drag and drop and move the sessions around. If you change your mind last minute, it takes just a second to do that. You can adjust the duration of these activities so that you are getting the most out of um, the planning aspect of the tool so that you're not having to do math constantly to figure out how long the meeting's going to be. The one thing that I think about here is let me see where I'm at with this. So go back over here. It would be good if we had the opportunity to add breaks into the sessions. I'm not sure if that's something that we can do right now. All right, so let me just keep going here. So the session planning, you can ask for recommendations. You can share with a co-facilitator very easily with just a link, or you can download the markdown so that it can be leveraged. A little bit more here that we've built in. So all of the activities are real-time participant activities. So they're going to scan a QR code with their phone and vote right there with their device. We do have this fully compatible with smart boards and the different touch screen educational devices that are out there. So if you use those in your facility, you can expect this to work with that. We have the directory for facilities and the directory for facilitators, as well as the ability to send your facilitated session directly to Exponent 21 for solution design. So we can get into actually building the product that's going to take you where you want to go. So a lot that's built into this, and I'll just take you in to show you the facilitators feature. We'll make this a little bit better as time goes on. I just have a few seated right now. I do want to see, I think we pulled these ones from the Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities website. And so we will continue to expand on this. If you are somebody who is facilitator and you want to be included in this list, all you have to do is create an account. And there's an option for you to indicate that you would like to be considered, and we will take a look and give you the approval and put you in the directory. So that's for facilitators. Definitely want to see this list grow. One of the things that I know about facilitators is that they often need help. They need co-facilitators, or they might have double booked events and they don't want to lose the opportunity. They want to keep the business. So there's a lot of collaboration in the world of facilitators. But you can apply to be a facilitator right there on that link. You just have to create an account to do it. We've got that Google Continue with Google right there to make it super easy for you to get into this. And then locations. Again, this is all starting just here in Richmond. So we're going to expand on this and go to other cities. It's going to take a little bit of time to do it. I'm not in a super rush. If I turn this thing on in any kind of crazy way, it is going to open the floodgates to my business. So I have to do a little bit of throttling here in the early days so that we are prepared and not overwhelmed. We do have a tendency to get overwhelmed, and I don't want to do that to my team. So let's see, what else did I not tell you about here? There are some insights, so you can learn a little bit more about, and this has been driving me a little crazy here today, but I keep asking for space between the blog articles and I'm not getting it. So I'm going to come back in here. I don't understand why I've asked 3 times to include space between the blog articles. There's no space between the blog articles, and I don't think that's acceptable. So there are a number of articles in here that kind of talk a little bit more about liberating structures and why we created this. So feel free to poke around over there. So I will let that serve as my reminder that this is a Channel RVA production, live vibe coding with Will Melton. You can check out all of my projects over on Will Melton Studio, studio.willmelton.com. I realize now that that didn't have a date in it, so I got to come down here and find the right date. Launch date today. How about that, guys? If I don't put a launch date, it does not add it to this. All right, let's do publish. That's the key. All right. So I should have 14 apps now, and I'll probably go and add a few more too, because again, I've been a little slow to get some things popped in there. But in any event, I'll keep talking here with you guys. There needs to be actual margin between the containers. I don't want them touching. It doesn't look fine. I want you to fix it. Add the space like I've asked you to. Okay, so getting distracted here. So we've gone through everything, I believe. Let me take you into the dashboard and show you around. I should be able to click on sessions, activities, structures from the dashboard. Right now they look like buttons, but you can't click on them. Upcoming would be good if we maybe created a calendar or a list of events. We could even synchronize with Google Calendar so that people can share their events with that or another digital calendar. So you can start to see my thinking here. Okay, how do we, what's next? Could we add a calendar and we want to make it so that they can get that stuff to their, working calendar on a regular basis. So that's what we're doing there. So the way that this works is you get a project set up. And once you have the project set up, you can begin to assemble your sessions. Your sessions are going to have a name, they're going to have a date, they're going to have a time, they're going to have a duration. They can also be set to a location, and we can add facilitators from our directory of facilitators. You can also add yourself, or I wonder, it doesn't look like I can type in here, so I need to be able to do that. Let me just get that correction here. We need to be able to type in a facilitator. What I'm not seeing right now is the user as the primary facilitator. When you click add facilitators, they should already be checked. And yes, they should be able to add facilitators. All right, so I'll just take you into an example that I have in here. Oh, I do have, this is the example. So we'll just say we want to host a meeting about a software project we want to start. We have a lot of friction in our process and we want to automate. Say in person, familiar, 4 hours. So it's asking me questions that I've just given it. So it's just jumping in to this. So that's fine. We'll just say that there's a lot of people, close-knit team, focused and productive. And we have our sessions. I'll save this. So what this has done is it's recommended a couple of structures, as well as, let's see. Okay, so basically what you're going to have to do here is let's do this. If the recommended structure that the AI assistant recommends wants to be fully adopted, there should be a button to be able to adopt the entire recommended structure. Breaks need to be recommended in the meeting structure. If we put on here the time of the meeting, that might help us inform the decision. There's also some information that's being captured by the AI recommender that we can populate these um, uh, dates and times with potentially. right, so I'll save this. All right, so I'll get back into the session, and it looks like my session information didn't save. That's not good. Okay. So I just put together a session. I saved it, and nothing saved. It was blank when I came back into it. That's not acceptable. That cannot happen anywhere in the application. You need to check everything to make sure that that is not going to happen ever again. So, so we're talking about removing friction. We're talking about putting tools in the hands of professionals to help them do their job better. I truly believe that people that are true professionals are going to get the most out of their job if they spend more time with other people. That's going to enable them to build things that suit other people best, and it is going to allow them to be the best, we'll say, servant leader or leader who serves. You're always going to have a better culture. You're going to have you're going to have better outcomes when you can bring people together and get everyone's voice. So this liberating facilitator does that for people, and so we're giving people tools. We're removing friction. We're getting people to the work faster. That's what AI is doing for us naturally, but these applications that we're building are enabling a more structured environment to conduct work, to save things, to organize things, to share with others. And I'm going to just show you a little bit more because I have some bugs here, as you're seeing, because we're testing, trying to get things live here. Good thing we found this out because I told people this is live in my social post. We will get those bugs worked out. But as I go around in here, I want to take you to activities because these are kind of cool. Essentially, everything that you could ever need to have a live meeting. Um, I'll just give some titles in here. And then we'll create and launch. And so the way that this is going to work is our audience um, are going to join. We'll go ahead and say that they're joining, and then we will start the session. I can't start because I don't have any participants. Now that I have done that, okay, I have a problem with this. I am testing the activities and I'm finding that the start button does not work. It's not recognizing my user as having, it looks like, yeah, it's not recognizing that I have participants after having shared the link. So since we're talking about it, go over to channelrva.com and fill out the subscribe link here. This will give you a great newsletter in your inbox every day, and you can learn more about what we're doing at Channel RVA to leverage AI to bring the news to you, and many more things. So we've got news, events, what to order. We have the weather is a local forecast with ideas about what to do based on how it is outside. There's a lot in here, so go check it out and see what's for you. This is all about bringing Richmond closer to Richmond. So no matter where you are, you should find something that you can get involved with, and this is designed to do that for you. We are listening to music from the Channel RVA art applet, which we've built into Channel RVA, and you can check that out too. All right, get back in here to this. I am going to, let's see. I know that we built end-to-end testing tools earlier, but I don't see them anywhere in the application for my use. Earlier, we scripted an end-to-end test, and I am finding that there is no link to that anywhere. I'm not able to conduct the testing, but I am doing manual testing now and finding broken things. Okay. Well, while that's working, what are we going to talk about here? So yes, talked a little bit about marketing, talked about decision making and the user experience design process. Talked about this being a vehicle to generate opportunities for my agency, Exponent 21. But it's a full-featured application that is fully free for anybody who wants to use it. And I'm just excited about this because I think that it's going to change things for facilitators. I do know that I've been able to use the Liberating Facilitator GPT up until this point for meetings that I've held, and it is a big time saver. So I'm curious what your thoughts are. If you're watching and you have any ideas that you want to share with me, or you think that there's some way that we can improve it, I'm going to add one feature now. Inside of the AI recommendation tool, we should build a voice to text converter so that we can effectively allow people to just talk to the AI. So sometimes I put stuff in the roadmap, sometimes I don't. It usually depends on whether it's a new feature or not. Sometimes it's super easy to do those things, and sometimes it's, you probably should document it, like the map or the calendar, which we'll figure out where that went. Okay. And let's talk a little bit about some other things that I am cooking on. So one of the things that I've done today is I've been putting Google Auth into all my apps because it's going to speed things up, and my team has complained a little bit about the authentication functionality with Lovable's apps are providing. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about some architectural foundations here because I'm starting to change the way I build. I've historically been building kind of these big apps that have a lot of functionality in them, and um, it creates some kind of challenges because you have multiple developers that cannot interface with Lovable at the same time. There are some other ways you can interface with the code through Claude and Copilot, but there's that limitation, and then there's also just the weight of these applications. The more you build inside of them, the more difficult it is to be able to um, have clean code. It's the context window expands, and AI has a difficult time trying to actually analyze everything properly and make sure that everything that it's writing is actually fitting into everything else that's been built. So it takes a little bit more iteration to get things wired up when you get to a large size. And so I'm shifting a little bit more toward building smaller apps that connect together. And one of the things that I'm going to do, I have all these different applications that need to tie together, whether it's Discover AIO, Channel RVA, Richmond Water, all these things. My business is managing all of it. I need to create a single sign-on solution to be able to speed things up even further so that you log into one application and you're automatically logged into all the others. So I'm going to be working on that as a next project because I do need to make sure that we can have that easy connectivity for users between those applications. So that's the story there. All right. Um, okay, so it's looking for a playwright to actually test this. Is there some way that we can simulate tests? Because I need to do something here. I can't just find out that there's some random feature somewhere that doesn't work. I'll come back to that in a minute. Testing. Okay, so I'm going to go out of this and see if it wiped me out. Nope, I'm good. All right, so this is going to be first session. We'll give this a date. I'm noticing that the AI suggests structures is still not populating over the duration of the meeting as a means to indicate what is going to happen. For instance, we said that this was going to be a 4-hour meeting, but I'm only seeing 2 hours and 10 minutes of total activities in the day, which is not it's not filling out the entire structure. All right. What else? When a facilitator is about to launch a structure, they should have a quick link to a guide so that they understand how it's supposed to work if they are maybe not so familiar with it. Perhaps there can be a modal pop-up that appears to not disrupt the flow so they can read through it, get familiar. So I'll be honest with you, I am not the best tester. This is the part where I get anxious. Maybe not anxious is the word, but I don't enjoy this part so much because I know what I want it to do, and granted, it does need to do that, but I've already said what I wanted to do, so it should just work. But that's not how lucky we are with AI. I do like this though. But I'm enjoying this app. It feels good, and I think, and when I say feels good, I mean it's smooth. It tends to make it easy for the user to get to where they need to go. It's pretty intuitive. But this is what the structures look like, just so you know. I've got a dog barking in the background. All right. I have asked you to clean up the structure of this layout several times. I don't know why we have backslashes in front of these numbers. I don't know why you haven't made the numbered items somehow stand out from the bullet list. or why there's a random URL down there instead of an actual image file that explains what that is. Um, this is not acceptable. All right. So these are all the structures. There's a lot here. Even experienced facilitators aren't going to use all these structures, but there's a lot, and it's all there for you. So I encourage you to check it out. It's available now at facilitation.exponent21.com, facilitator.exponent21.com, and make sure that those latest fixes are in place for you guys. I'll try to go in here and try the AI recommend feature again. Let's go back to our original session. Let's see, can I duplicate a session? Yes, I can. Let's come in here to the AI suggest. We'll say um, okay, let's see what the plan is. I couldn't tell if it duplicated things or if it added to it, but it looks like there's a break in there. It looks like we've got a couple of breaks. Um, Probably need to have a lunch, but that's okay. 4 hours is probably a weird time frame for a meeting too. But we have looks like everything in here. We can very easily drag things around if we feel like we want to do that. That's part of the promise. We can delete stuff. Just looking to see if we have any. Okay, yeah, we do have the different activities in there, so that's good. Save. Start session. See how that worked out. When I'm in a project and I click on start session, it takes me into the activity. But if I click back at the bottom of that form, it just takes me back to the activities, which I realize that there's a singular activities selector, but it is a little frustrating because I really just wanted to go back to the session planner. Okay, so again, just working on these small things to make sure that the folks who are going to use this are going to have an easy time. I don't tolerate inefficiencies very well. I don't like it whenever things don't work the way that they should, and so that's what you're finding with me here. Now, let's see a couple of things. We got dark mode, light mode is kind of stacked down here. That doesn't make sense. It seems a little bit weird down here to have the dark mode, light mode button there. I think we could probably move it down one and move the email address up, and then also have a logout button on the left side, maybe. Just balance this a little bit better. Okay, so what else? I'm going to, I may be dialing back a little bit on my sessions. Currently go live on Saturday at 1, Sunday at 10 a.m., and Monday at 5:30. But I am working on some internal tooling lately that we are in desperate need of, and I will be head down in that. Some of that stuff is going to be closed off, so we are not going to share what we're building there until it's time. We do have some exciting announcements coming, so I'm really thrilled to be working on these things. But based on our timeline, we're doing just fine in our challenge in 2026. So if you see me drop off my schedule here on the studio site, that is why I won't do too much additional notification on that. I just won't be here with you guys every time that I typically am. So, in any event, I'm going to wrap this show up today because I'm pretty much at the finish line with this, and you're welcome to come in and play around. I'll make sure that there's a way for folks to share feedback if there's anything that they're experiencing that isn't working the way that they want it to. And just again, make sure that all of our stuff is tight on all of this, and that it's going to be super useful for you as well. But I thank you for joining me today. Again, visit channelrva.com and subscribe over there for the Richmond news. And if you want to follow along on my journey, thank you for those who have signed up to be a subscriber and referral partner at Will Melton Studio. Have a great weekend, you guys. We'll talk to you soon. I'm probably going to be off tomorrow, so check out Monday night. I might have something to share with you then. I think I'm going to have something to share with you on Monday night. So 5:30 Monday, come and see me. Until then, enjoy the weather. It's absolutely beautiful out there, Richmond. And if you're anyplace else in the country,